This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
On the show, Dak Prescott. I got to give Dak Prescott a lot of credit. Seriously. Because, look, forget about what you feel about Dak Prescott, the quarterback, okay? Whether you think he's great or not, whether you think he's elite or not. And I know people say, well, he's not Brady and he's not Breeze and he's not Aaron Rodgers. He's the notch right behind it. He probably is. But he's accurate. He's won. And it's not him, it's the team around him and the coaching staff that hasn't really been elite yet. And I don't know if they will be this year, but he's earned that contract. That's what you got to pay them nowadays. You got a franchise guy. Look what they're paying Kirk Cousins. I'd rather have Dak Prescott than Kirk Cousins. Okay? I'm sorry. And if you're paying him $30 million, you got to pay this guy also $30 million. Big freaking deal. That's the going rate.
But to do two wrongs, like Goff is another guy. What are you doing paying that guy?
Okay, but that was
two wrongs don't make a right, though. Right?
They didn't even have to pay him that early, and they did. They didn't have to. They could have waited another year, and they didn't, and they screwed up. But that's their mistake. But you drafted him at the top of the draft. Dak Prescott's been a steal for you for 4 years now. He's a fourth-round pick.
He's definitely been underpaid immensely.
Immensely. So you're way behind on what you owe him. Just pay. Bro, it's all rounders. Pay the man his money. That's all. Pay the man his money. And now you tag him, but I love the way Dak has great representation. Throughout these 4 years, how many quarterbacks do more commercials than Dak? Peyton Manning? Who else? Because Dak is everywhere, bro. It's that ice cream. It's the soup. It's a deodorant. He's everywhere. He is banking money in a big-time way. And I don't watch Dallas television, but some tells me in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, he's probably got a couple big-ass sponsors there, too.
Considering the amount of bombardment we've had nationally.
Right.
You put it in Texas, and you're probably sick of seeing that guy.
And Dak is a stud as a human being. That's the other thing that's freaking awesome. You'll never get the 2 a.m. call, hey, coach, I got arrested. Or, hey, I'm drunk. Oh, I hit my wife. Never going to get any of that. You got a Russell Wilson. You got a Tom Brady. You got those kind of guys that are just, they're impeccable.
You will get that he had a party during COVID stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, whatever.
He's working out with Clown Boy.
Yeah, that's the worst thing that you're going to get from Dak is that he's having a party. Then that's fine. Whatever. But outside of that, the guy is awesome. He carries himself classy. He everything. He does everything the right way. Okay, he doesn't have the big wins on his resume yet, but neither do the Cowboys, bro. It's not his fault. I can't blame him. It's not. He hasn't Romo'd the situation. You haven't put him in those situations and he yellow-bellied it, right? There's no fumble. There's no turnover. None of that crap. Okay? And he's accurate. Now you're giving him more weapons. Now you may have a better team. If you get that defense going and the pass rush, maybe now you can actually go have deep success. But he's earned that money. Now, what I love about his representation is he's made all the money off the field during the fourth-round pick contract. He's got them by the balls now because they're idiots. They should have extended his contract a while back and do it in good faith. Now you've dragged this thing on, and now he is steadfast on taking a 4-year deal. Do you know why? Because he wants to make sure he gets another monster contract after 4 years. And the Cowboys want 5 because then they can control him for an extra year. They can also break down the signing bonus into 5 years instead of 4, which then increases the number. But now he's got them by the balls. He signs a tender, and he's like, yeah, man, I'll make 31 for it, no problem. Because you're not going to pay me 37 next year. You're going to have to release me. And so somebody else is going to pay me a nice, big, fat contract. And I made $31 million off your ass last year. That's what he's saying. Now, if you sign me, Great. I'm here for 4 years, and I'm ready for another contract after 4 years. So his representation has set it up in a way where he can get multiple big deals in shorter amount of time to make up for the first 4 years that he didn't make it. All the props in the world go to Dak Prescott and his representation. They have been impeccable the way they have set themselves up for all of this. And they are in total control now. Okay? Because, let's be honest, they look better than the Cowboys. The Cowboys, look at the optics, dude. Jerry doesn't talk during this whole Black Lives Matter thing. Okay? And I know Newey knows him, and Newey doesn't believe that he's racist and all that, but optics are optics. You were dead fast on you can't kneel. Now everybody's going kneel, and nobody hears from Jerry. When the white quarterback who choked like a dog in the biggest moments for you needed a new contract, you rolled over, bro. Every time. There were times where you gave him a contract we didn't even see coming. Like, whoa, they signed him to what? Huh? Optics, baby.
You know what he got paid for?
Optics.
I figured it out.
What?
Jerry loves to be in the tabloid, the sensationalization. Him dating Jessica Simpson kept him in that wheelhouse.
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you. We're out there in the news. Way to go, Romo. Give him a bonus.
I got you. So the optics are the optics, man. And that's why it looks bad for Jerry. And I think Dak and his agent kind of see the same optics. Like, wait a minute, dude. This guy never flinched to give Tony a contract. Why isn't he giving you a contract? You've done everything you can do. You've played really, really well. I mean, do I have to read Dak Prescott's numbers? He's got really good numbers overall, bro, as a quarterback. And this is a 4th-round pick that they drafted, and that 4th-round pick has produced in, a monster fashion. Okay? Here it is. Here's his here we go. Here's his stats. The guy has 97 touchdowns and 36 interceptions. Okay? He's got a 97 quarterback rating. 104.9, 86.6, 96.9, and 99.7. He's thrown for 15,778 yards in 4 seasons. His average per pass went 8, 6.8, 7.4, and 8.2 last year. He had, with a mediocre receiving core, 30 touchdowns and 11 interceptions last year. Can I repeat that again? 30 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. That's 3-1, man. I mean, it's 23-4, it's 22-13, 22-8, and 30-11. You know, he completes 65% of his passes. 67, 62, 67, 65. He's got a 65.8 average in his first 4 years. These are the learning years. You want your quarterback between 65 and 70. That's what elite quarterbacks do. Unless you're Drew Brees and you want to go into like 78. I don't know, whatever it is, or 95. I don't know what it is. It's just a ridiculous percentage Drew Brees has. I think he's gone over 70 the last 2 years or something stupid. But 65, if you're between 65 and 70, you're an elite quarterback. That's the elite percentage you want to stay in. That make you an elite quarterback, but that's an elite number that you want to be at. He has done everything. Oh, one more thing. First season, 16 games played, 16 games started. Second season, 16 games played, 16 games started. Third season, 16 games played, 16 games started. Fourth season, 16 games played, 16 games started. Pay the man his money. Okay? I know he hasn't proven to be Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson and Tom Brady yet, but he's done everything else you need him to do. You just need to put him in that position now with the rest of your team and coaching staff, because obviously I'm not a fan of Jason Garrett. I think he is a mediocre head coach.
Let me ask you, because obviously they've had a really good offensive line.
Yeah.
They've had a great running back.
Mm-hmm.
How much of that surrounding cast and what they do hurt Dak and this
defense
negotiation?
Is what hurts him. Defense. So I don't know. You had linemen for Romo. You had receivers for Romo. You had a running game also for Romo. They never had a defense.
Romo had great stats. He just, when it got down the fourth quarter,
right.
See ya.
And their defense wasn't ever great either, because they still
they had to score 40.
Yeah, they haven't had a great defense since the Jimmy days.
True.
You know? And they have
now their defense it's a different deal. This last couple years.
But they still don't have a pass rush because they keep investing in morons. So it's the one factor in their defense that's a weakness that allows the other team to stay in the game. That's why Tom Brady is 0-2 against Eli Manning, because Eli had 5 guys that can get after your ass. And the Patriots didn't have 5 guys to get after Eli. So Eli won. And that's the problem. So Dak hasn't had the defense on the other side. He's had the offense. He hasn't had the defense. But it's not like we can sit there and go, well, Dak's a choker. Dak failed here. No, we can't. Not his fault. Because if you look at it, what's been their fault has been a suspension for Zeke, or the defense not coming up, or Jason Garrett and his conservative ass, whatever. It's too many things. But I can't blame Dak Prescott for that. The guy's 40-24 in 4 years as your starter, as a 4th-round pick. I can't ask more from that guy.
You know what? Maybe like reaching for stuff like the Jessica Simpson.
By the way,
thing.
you know that with that receiving core, he passed for 4,900 yards last year?
That's a lot, just having one guy.
Okay. Even with that running game, he passed for 4,900 yards.
So how is it they didn't win more games, man?
Defense, bro. Defense. If you can't get to the quarterback, well, Marino used to score a bunch of points too. Yeah. But if the defense doesn't help you out.
No, defense wins.
And he didn't even have Zeke.
Defense, more so than anything else, defense wins championships. That's a fact.
Peyton Manning, you think, has that championship because of the offense?
Denver? No.
Oh.
They didn't do anything.
Exactly. Defense carried them.
You know what the offense did? They didn't make any mistakes to cost them the game.
Right.
That's what they did.
Right. But they couldn't really actually take over a game either.
You know what? Think about this. Romo was loved. Jerry absolutely loved Romo.
Yeah.
Dak, playing as well as he did, forced their hand and pushed Romo, Jerry's love, out the door. Yeah. Maybe Jerry still harbors feelings because you're the guy that made us get rid of Romo.